Incredible flavours, even better stories. One pour, 10 minutes. Aussie bourbon lovers sharing bourbon with Australia.
Oh, this is the first time we're going to kill a bottle. What are we drinking, H?
We're drinking a Peerless.
Not just any Peerless. What's special about this Peerless?
We got it at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Yeah, it's a Peerless single barrel for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. The thing about killing a bottle is I've got to pour it out really evenly. Hang on.
Yeah, make sure I get the same amount as you.
Oh, there you
This
go.
is our first bottle kill.
Yeah, on the podcast. Obviously, we've
live.
killed other ones. So, single barrel from the Kentucky Bourbon Festival 2023. And the reason we're, not the reason, but we love the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. And today marks 3 weeks until we get on a plane to fly to the United States and go to Kentucky Bourbon Festival. So cheers.
I'll cheers to that.
Now, a few things you need to know. First one is, what is the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, H?
It is a festival of bourbon in Kentucky.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got it's all the bourbon distilleries from Kentucky specifically.
Yeah.
Are kind of invited to be there present or whatever.
It's like a market, but every stall is bourbon and cocktails.
Oh, I love Peerless.
Last year was our first one.
Yeah, and it's so good. And so it's just a great festival. 3 days of trying different bourbons from all over the place, like this one.
Is this the first time you had a Peerless at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival?
Yep, it definitely was.
You were attracted to the shape of the bottle?
That is definitely not true, actually. They are beautiful bottles. No, they're beautiful bottles.
I remember you saying you liked the fact that the bottle was like a...
It was like a barrel. If that's definitely true, I mean, I do like the shape of the barrel, but I really like the whiskey. And I've since been back to Peerless and have done the tour. And I have to tell you that when I did the tour...
Without me?
Yes, because I was there on a work trip without you working. Thank you. Carry on. The day I did it, maybe the day before, I was at another distillery tour because that's what you do when you're at. But
Continue.
Thank you. Good heckle. I appreciate it. But someone had, more than one person on different distillery tours, they said, are you going to go to any other distillery tours? It's a thing you get asked a bit.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, and I would rattle off which ones I was going to go to. And every time I said Peerless, people went, oh, Peerless. I love every time I come to Kentucky, I do a Peerless tour or whatever. And so I've been, you and I are going to do 2 tours that we've already done before again. Well, I'm going to do 2.
Because they were so great.
Maker's Mark we're going to do again, and Peerless.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again.
Well, I haven't been to Peerless, so I'm looking forward to experiencing the...
I don't even know what makes it great. It's just so good. It's so good. I really liked it there. And it's really central in Louisville there. It's like right, just kind of next door to Michter's.
We should probably tell people about the bourbon too.
Oh, what are you getting on the nose? I already consumed it. Like I already eaten it.
What did you get on the nose, Dave?
Oh, the beautiful caramel richness. I think a Peerless is so chunky.
I was going to say dessert.
Yeah.
It's like dessert. It's like rich and brown sugary caramelly.
When we come back, we'll bring back a bottle of Peerless, I think, and we'll know more about how long it's been in the barrel. But the colours are always so good. Oh, look at that! If you're watching, the colour on that
He's
is
assuming
amazing.
you're watching.
It's almost red.
For those listening, yeah, it's a very deep, just beautiful
And
golden
it's
red colour.
Single barrel, so they're not always this, but they do a double oaked as well, which is a lovely deep colour as well. And I think of it as being like, really rich and puddingy and yum.
Yeah. So can we get another bottle of that or not?
No, definitely not. This was a single barrel just done for that Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Oh,
but I think they'll do another one for this year.
We'll have to get another one from this year's.
Yeah.
But also find one of their, regular, for want of a better word.
Right.
Their regular ones and do some tasting and see if we can find one we like that's a bit more easy accessible than a single barrel select that we can't
have again. But so sad. When you do the tour, we will do the tour and we'll do a whole Peerless, a proper Peerless episode with that bottle because that would be better. But
then these people can go out and get one because
Yeah,
And experience the joy of Peerless.
very hard to get in Australia. Although I was at Jolene's in Sydney earlier in the week
Yeah.
on a work trip.
They
Again,
had it?
working, but near Bourbon. And I
Seems
saw
to be
they
a
had
common
a
theme
Peerless rye. So if you're in Australia and you're in Sydney and you're at Jolene's, you can have Peerless rye at Jolene's
There you
particularly.
go.
But there'll be other bottles around the place. But they don't, you can't get it in Australia, I don't think. I haven't seen it in Australia. Now, tell me, favourite thing about Kentucky Bourbon Festival?
Discovering bottles like this,
Mhm.
like as in trying new stuff and new flavours, and just I think the thing that wowed me was all like the difference in, because I think the first time we went last year, I was enjoying bourbon. I was loving quite a variety of bourbon, but being able to experience all the different, like just they're all so unique, and you kind of think, they're all similarish, but being able to experience all how different they all are. And the one thing I loved was that every stall kind of did their best cocktail with it, and that really introduced me to some ways of having delightful bourbon with a summery cocktail.
Yep. I love so many things about it. Being bourbon lovers that we are, there's so many yummy pours to try, and then obviously the cocktails. You got right into cocktails, right?
Well, there was just there was like one with cold tea. There were just lots of different ones I hadn't done before, and it was like, rather than, I like drinking it when it's on the rocks, but being able to go in summer, have a cocktail that's got a little bit of bourbon in it and enjoy it.
Mm. I think, is it going to be autumn? September going to be their autumn? Fall?
Yeah.
But
Be there.
it's warm.
It's
The
their
weather's
autumn.
good.
Yeah, it's their autumn.
It's nice and warm.
The other thing I loved was the people behind particularly the little boutique stands, not the big ones. Obviously had lots of employees helping them out, as well as the guys in the know. But the little stalls had the people behind it and the stories behind it, and just talking to them and hearing their stories, and that was great too.
At Michter's, they were pouring what was then new barrel toasted rye. I think they'd only just released it. And one of the guys who was responsible for doing that toasting of the barrels that was used for the rye was the guy pouring the samples. And so this is the kind of stuff. And so I had a great chat to him about, so what kind of toast it is. He's like, it's so quick. It's such a quick toast. And the buttery flavours you get from it that's just how much influence that barrel's going to have on it. And so some of that stuff's really interesting. But then for the bigger distilleries, but then you're in the really small distilleries.
Yeah.
And there's more than 60 distilleries in 2024. I think that number would have been pretty close to that last year.
Yep.
And then over 200 brands and expressions. That's pretty incredible. So the fact that it's 3 days is really good because...
Well, you want to be able to compare. Like, that's the thing I loved, is being able to compare them all. And you kind of go back to your favourite and go, was that really my favourite, or was it just because it was the last one I had in the day?
Oh, yeah.
And finding it's kind of like a treasure hunt. You finding the one you really love, and then trying to find one that's, maybe you like the unique ones, maybe you like looking for one that's delicious but really easy accessible. It's just like a fun treasure hunt of bourbon.
And then there's some places that have, like Green River had Shoot the Shoe, which is the game with get the coin under the Green River.
Yeah, most of the stalls had a little fun game activity to go with it.
Little something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Entertaining. But I think the one downside was the bagpipes. There was a guy wandering around playing bagpipes at one point, which I'm sure some people really enjoyed, but really not my cup of tea. Brought back childhood memories I didn't want to bring back.
So if you didn't like the bagpipes there, I've just come back from the Tassie Whiskey Festival.
They would have had bagpipes there too.
They had, I'm pretty sure it was on the half hour, they had a bagpipe band. So I think like 6 guys with bagpipes and a drummer walking through inside the hall.
Wow.
I feel like we've done a bad job of this because we should have explained what the Kentucky Bourbon Festival is like. Lots of little tents in a park, beautiful park.
Yeah, I did
in
explain
Bardstown. Did you explain that?
So it's like a market. You go to a market, except for every stall is bourbon.
And you just, because you've paid for your ticket, you've got your wristband or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they give you a glass. Wander around and have a taste.
Yeah, I do like getting the glass as you walk through the gate. It's like, here's your glass, enjoy your day.
If
and
you
use it too.
Even a little bit like bourbon, you should have this on your list of things to try to go and try out. Even if you only go for one day. It's one of the most extraordinary.
We went, I think, two out of 3 days last time. We didn't go the first day, I don't think.
Mate, we were probably late, were we? I was coming from a conference. Yeah. This time we're going to hit every day, and we are so looking forward to it. It's only
We've already
3
got the
weeks
map
away.
out. It's to work out which stalls we want to try when.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Hopefully more single barrels coming our way, and we can tell you about them as we drink them.
Yeah, some great stories to share.
But if you can't get to this year's one, try to get to another one. It's an amazing thing to go and do in Kentucky, and to try lots of amazing bourbons.
Or jump on our Instagram and just watch us as we go exploring.
Not as much fun as being there. Cheers.
No, cheers.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you're connected with us on TikTok, Instagram and YouTube, and stay connected with us by clicking subscribe on your favourite podcast app.